Today, we're going to talk a little bit about compliance and as it relates to marketing and your content. And I'm not going to go through a slideshow for the whole thing. I just have a couple of things I wanted to bring to your attention with PowerPoint before I jump into some examples. But here are a couple of things to note. Right now, there aren't any hard and fast guidelines from the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, about what we can and can't do as far as AI, except in the sense of the statements on the screen. So the FTC chair, Lena Khan, has made a statement that says using AI tools to trick, mislead, or defraud people is illegal. So they are looking at things that cause harm, where we might be using tools to impersonate someone to enable fraud, where we might be able to impersonate someone to do something that is discriminating. We can take data, right, and discriminate against people, or to survey people or surveil people, I guess is the better way to say that, put them under surveillance through facial recognition software and things that is not transparent and not agreed upon. So that's tough, right? Because relies on us as business owners to figure out if we're doing any of these unethical or misleading things. In most cases, we are not. But there are opportunities for us to mislead individuals. And that opportunity to mislead them through our content can also put us in that fine line as to whether or not we are tricking people or misleading them in purchase of a product or service, or in getting them to click on a link or sign up for a list or things like that. So the most important thing that we need to think about when we talk about artificial intelligence and our content in marketing really is what we're trying to do and how we do that with full transparency, right? While also saving ourselves time and doing what is important, and that is using the tools that are at hand. We could all pretend that artificial intelligence doesn't exist and try to ignore it and not use it in our business, but the reality is our competition is going to be using it, and therefore they're going to leapfrog ahead of us. So how do we use it in ways that are ethical and compliant and transparent to our customers? So there are a lot of different ways that we might use AI tools. What we're going to focus on in this session is content. So some of the easy ways to use it are for ideation. Brainstorming can often be a challenge, right? We may not know exactly what type of content we want to put out this month, or how to take a speech we did at a conference and make additional content from that. And all of the AI tools, including the free versions of GPT or Gemini, they can answer those questions for us and help us with brainstorming. So ideation is a great way to use it in your content. Another piece that we've been using for a long time and never really assigned AI to it because it was maybe more of machine learning is editing. Your Grammarly might be set up on your email account, or your email itself, Gmail, might tell you, hey, this word doesn't look like it's spelled right, or there is a missing punctuation or an incorrect punctuation. Those are artificial intelligence tools that we've been using for years, your autocorrect on your phone, right? We can continue to use that in editing more longer form content. And I'll give you some examples of that here in a few minutes. We can also use AI tools to help us automate some of our content creation. What I will caution you about is how far you take that automation, right? Right now, the AI tools are not imperfect, just like humans, right? They make errors. And it's only as good as the information that we give it. So if we give it poor information or ask it to go grab information that is incorrect, then we set it up to automate with no human controls or engagement, we may end up sending out poor or improper information and may, in fact, mislead people because of that. So automation is important. It saves a ton of time, but we need to make sure that we're watching those tools and we're using them in the right ways with the right type of content so that we don't get ourselves in trouble or mislead our audience. Something that I'm seeing take a hold across social media is image creation, image and video, frankly. Artificial intelligence now can create an image. If you've given it a written text, it can build something. Recently, I asked GPT to create an image of me based on what it knows about me. And I put some information in there from my LinkedIn profile, my resume, and it created a graphic uh, for me with what it has of me as a human, as well as what it knows about me and my interests. It was very interesting. I found there are some opportunities, right, for giving it a better prompt, but we have to watch how we credit the image use. Because just like going out and grabbing a stock photo, we need to give credit where credit is due. And so if GPT is creating you images or any other AI platform is creating you images, how are you citing those images? How are you referencing the assistance that you've had with an AI tool? So that's something to think about. And then the other piece that I want you to think about is if you ask it to create an image of you that is not clearly AI, so it's not, purple and blue kind of cartoony or animation, but it is a spitting image of you, but it isn't. Should that be cited? If you have a video where you create an artificial image of you and maybe even give the AI an opportunity to use your voice to speak for you, should that be referenced? My rule of thumb is for transparency, and I say yes. And for example, in one of our social media strategist classes that we have recently revamped, we used artificial intelligence to take the text from the professor, the lecture, written down, and put it into an AI generated voice. We referenced our friend Brian and Jessica, who were reading that text for us as AI features. And so it's important to just be transparent and let people know that you're using these tools.